my name's Autumn, and this video is directed at those of you who are a bit newer to Procreate. As someone who's been using it for several years, I've learned some things that I think could be helpful for beginners. So here is the sketch that I have at this point, and right now it looks pretty normal to me, but when I flip the canvas here in a second, you're gonna see that a lot of the proportions are thrown out of whack, and I am going in right now with the lasso tool to select some of these parts that aren't proportionate so I can go and make it even, because when you flip the canvas, it sort of refreshes your brain in a sense, so you can go back and fix whatever you missed when you were staring at the same version for so long. And that's why it's so important to flip the canvas when you are working over a long period of time. So right here you're seeing me go in with the liquefy tool, which can essentially push the pixels on the canvas. So even after just a minute, you're starting to see, although some only very subtle changes are being made, it makes a huge difference on the face, because even if the slightest thing is off, the brain can subconsciously recognize it. If something doesn't look the way that you want it to after having moved it around a little bit, it's not the end of the world, and you can just go back and redo it or hit that undo button, because that is the glory of digital art. You have tools available that you don't always have to use when you're doing traditional art, for example. And don't get me wrong, I love traditional art and I do it all the time, but these tools come in a lot handy, and if they're there, then use them. At this point, I'm just finishing up some last minute touches, and then I will be done with my sketch. So here's the original, and here's the modified. So now I'm going to add another layer and put it under the sketch layer and color on that one. So now I'm going to lower the opacity of the sketch layer to about 50% and Gaussian blur the color layer to about 1%, which softens the edges a little bit. So now I've just locked the color layer, and I'm going to go over with a darker shade and shade a little bit. I've also created another layer on top of the regular color layer, which has been set to multiply, so it comes out with a natural darker shade. And I've done the same with an add layer for highlights. And that's it, guys. I hope this was helpful.